Here's our warm-up for today. Put this in the back of your comp book. What we're looking at is evaluate each expression for the value given. So remember, evaluate's just a fancy word for us just to say solve this. So another thing we understand when we have problems like this, where they give us an equation, they give us some variable, and then they tell us what the variable is, that we do this in 3 steps. Number 1, we write down the expression or the formula, however you want to see it. So we write down the expression. Number 2, we substitute in. And then the third thing we do is we evaluate, or in other words, we solve it. Okay, so write down the expression, substitute, and solve. So here's our expression, z divided by 4. But we want to take z and make it substitute in an 824 divided by 4. And I know there's some people that will be like, well, that was so easy. Like, why do I have to do that? Because it is that easy, just for you to check off. You wrote down the expression, check off substitution, then solve. You're getting partial credit just showing that you understand what an expression is. Partial credit showing you know what substitution means. And then just finalize this and solve it. So we're going to do 4 divided by, or 824 divided by 4. We got to do this in chunks. So how many 4s go into 8? 2. 4 times 2 is 8. So we'll subtract that and get 0. Then we're going to look at, we can bring down the 2. How many 4s go into 2? 0 of them do. Then we can bring down the 4. How many 4s go into 24? 6 of them. 4 times 6 is 24, and it's perfect. So we have 0 left over. So our answer to this question, after we evaluate, our final thing is to say that this answer is 206. So we've done the expression, we substituted, and we solved. So I'm going to erase those so we can go on to the next problem. Okay, so again, we write 6t divided by 9 minus 22. And then we're going to substitute t to be 60. So it's 6. Remember, a letter right next to a number is multiplication. So 6 times 60 divided by 9 and then minus 22. So this problem itself requires a GEMDAS tower. And the reason I say that is we've got multiplication, division, and subtraction. We got to figure out which one we do first. There's no grouping symbols. There's no exponents. We have multiplication, division together, and we have multiplication. We have division. Do it left to right. So we do 6 times 60. That's 360. I'm going to bring down the divide by 9 and the minus 22. So multiplication's done. Now I can do the division. 360 divided by 9 is 40. And you could do your long division. I just know my math facts that how many 9s go into 36 is 4. And then since there's that extra 0, I can add that 0 to it. So then we bring down the minus 22. Okay, so division's done. Now we just have, there's no addition, so I cancel that already. We just have subtraction. So 40 minus 22 is 18. So we wrote the expression, we substituted, we solved. So last problem, write down the expression r divided by 2.4. So now substitute in 16.8 divided by 2.4. So number 1, we wrote down the expression. 2, we substituted in. Now we got to solve. So we're doing 16.8 divided by 2.4. Well, what we got to do is move this decimal so it's a whole number, and that means I got to move this decimal too then. So I move that decimal 1 space to make it be 24, then I got to move this one to make it 168. So we're going to have some work ahead of us, okay? 24 divided by 1, 0. How many 24s go into 16? 0. So how many 24s go into 168? So we can start counting by 24. 24, 48. So 48 plus another 24 is going to give me 12. Carry that. I'm going to get 72. Okay, so now I'm at 72. Now I can add another 24. I'm at 96. Add another 24, and you're at 120. Another 24, 144. Then another 24, 168. So that took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. Okay, but we got there. So this final